Alright, we're back and I'm going to be doing a network punch down. I'm going to be using this tool and this connector to hack off and replace this connector that plugs up into this computer module that connects to this PLC. The pathway runs through this electrical cabinet. Been here for the past 2 hours, pulling my hair out, wondering why we kept losing connectivity. And it's because this connector is missing its little holding prong. And I'll be using these two termination standards, the 568A and the 568B. And by looking at the color code of the old connector, it is operating off of the B standard. So once I cut the old fitting off with these cutters, then I'm going to be using this little tool to go ahead and cut off the insulation. If this method doesn't work, then I'm going to have to run an entirely new cable all the way through all these cabinets until it reaches this computer module, otherwise known as the HMI. So it's time to circumcise. There she is. So we'll save this and we'll get our cutter ready, apply it to the cable, and trim off our little piece of insulation. Now when you're using this cutter, you only really want to go one time around, because if you get too crazy, there's a chance that you're going to make an incision inside of the actual paired cabling. Then I'm going to line up all my twisted pair cables according to the termination standard that I want. And remember to leave yourself a little bit of extra slack so that everything lines up pretty good in your jack. Alright, so it took a couple tries, but then I finally got it. Then I'm going to insert my jack into my crimpers and go ahead and start to crimp it. Then I'll do a final tug test on the jack against the cabling, and then I'm going to cut off all the excess wire. Plug my jack into the terminal and then plug my other side into the PLC. And then my transmit link, light it up. And now we have connectivity on the HMI. And then I'll have the IT guy run a ping test, and we found the network. So now I'm going to run a command. For 100 PSI. Now that we have connectivity, we're able to call to the PLC for the function. So by having the tools and a little bit of know-how, you're always going to get called for work. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, stay safe out there.